quiet village of Ifẹ, nestled in the rolling hills of western Nigeria, the sun rose each day over a community steeped in tradition. The villagers prided themselves on their adherence to customs, with clearly defined roles for men and women. Men were farmers, craftsmen, and occasionally teachers. Women were caregivers, traders, and nurturers. Engineering, like many other trades, was considered an impossible path for a woman. Yet, amidst this rigid structure was a young girl named Adesuwa, whose curiosity and determination would reshape her village's narrative. Adesuwa was born into a family of farmers. Her father, Femi, was a stern but loving man who upheld the traditions of their ancestors. Her mother, Kemi, was gentle, yet silently bore the weight of societal constraints. From a young age, Adesuwa displayed an unusual fascination with machines and tools. While other children played by the river, Adesuwa could be found tinkering with her father's broken plow or watching intently as the village blacksmith worked. One day, while helping her father in the fields, Adesuwa noticed a problem with the irrigation channels. "Dad, what if we adjusted the angle of the waterway to make the flow faster?" she asked tentatively. Femi chuckled. "My child, leave such matters to the men. Go and help your mother in the kitchen." But Adesuwa's mind was already racing with ideas. Her love for machines deepened when she stumbled upon a worn-out mechanical toy her uncle had brought back from Lagos years ago. It no longer worked, but Adesuwa spent weeks taking it apart and putting it back together until it whirred to life again. The sense of accomplishment was exhilarating. She began collecting scraps of metal, old gears, and broken tools, hiding them in a corner of her room to work on small projects in secret. One fateful evening, Femi discovered her hidden stash while searching for a missing tool. Among the scraps was a half-finished model of a water pump she had been designing. His face darkened with anger. "Adesuwa," he bellowed, calling her into the room. "What is the meaning of this? Have you no respect for the rules of this house?" Adesuwa stood trembling but refused to lie. "Dad, I only wanted to make something useful for the village," she said softly. "Useful. Useful." Femi's voice thundered. "A woman's place is not with machines. You disgrace this family with your disobedience." He turned to Kemi, his face a storm of fury. "You have spoiled her with your indulgence. Both of you, leave this house if you cannot abide by my rules." Adesuwa's heart broke as she saw the tears in her mother's eyes. They packed a few belongings and went to stay with Kemi's sister in a nearby village. Adesuwa's guilt was heavy, but her mother's quiet words gave her strength. "Never let anyone make you feel ashamed for dreaming, my child. Your path is different, and that is why it is so difficult." Life at her aunt's house was not easy, but it allowed Adesuwa the freedom to explore her interests. Her uncle, a trader who often traveled to cities, noticed her knack for fixing broken items and began bringing her small tools and parts. One day, he handed her a damaged lantern. "If you can fix this, I know you're serious about this engineering business," he said with a playful grin. Adesuwa took it as a challenge, spending nights under the dim glow of another lantern until she succeeded. Her uncle was impressed and began to support her efforts more openly. Despite the distance from her father, Adesuwa's love for her family remained strong. She wrote letters to her younger siblings, often slipping in sketches of her ideas and designs. Her father, however, never responded. The silence from him was a constant ache, but it fueled her resolve to prove herself. Her curiosity extended beyond machines. Adesuwa became fascinated with the science behind them. She begged her aunt to let her attend the village school, where she quickly excelled in mathematics and science. One of her teachers, Mr. Ido, noticed her potential and began challenging her with advanced problems. "You're brighter than many of the boys here," he said one day, handing her a book on basic mechanics. "Keep this. It's not often I meet someone with such a thirst for knowledge." But not everyone was supportive. The villagers often whispered about her odd behavior. "Why can't she just be like other girls?" they murmured. "No man will marry her if she keeps playing with tools." Adesuwa heard the whispers but refused to let them deter her. One day, she thought, "I will show them that a woman can do anything a man can do." Unbeknownst to Adesuwa and her family, an ancient prophecy existed in Ifẹ, passed down through generations of village elders. It spoke of a child born under the new moon of the harvest season who would bring great change to the village. This child would possess the power to bend metal to their will and breathe life into lifeless objects. The elders had long assumed this prophecy referred to a male child, but as Adesuwa's talents began to emerge, whispers of doubt began to circulate among the more observant villagers. As Adesuwa grew, her passion for engineering only deepened. She would draw diagrams in the dirt, imagining how machines worked. Her ambitions, however, were met with increasing resistance. The village elders, custodians of tradition, were unyielding. "A woman's hands are meant for the home, not for machines," declared Chief Remy, shaking his head disapprovingly. Even her peers mocked her. "Adesuwa the engineer," they teased. "Who will marry a girl who plays with tools?" These words stung, but they could not extinguish her dreams. One day, while exploring the outskirts of the village, Adesuwa stumbled upon a small, intricately carved wooden box buried beneath an ancient baobab tree. Inside, she found a strange, metallic object that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The artifact, unknown to Adesuwa, was a relic from an advanced civilization that had once inhabited the land thousands of years ago. As she held it, she felt a surge of knowledge and understanding through her, as if the object itself was imparting its secrets to her. Adesuwa's determination found an ally in Mr. Ajayi, a progressive teacher who had returned to the village after studying in Lagos. Noticing her interest in mechanics, he began secretly lending her books and teaching her the basics of physics and mathematics after school. "Knowledge is power, Adesuwa," he told her. "Don't let anyone take that away from you." Her uncle also played a pivotal role. He was a traveling trader who brought back stories of cities where women worked as doctors, lawyers, and even engineers. "The world is bigger than Ifẹ," he said one evening, handing her a small wrench he'd purchased in Ibadan. "Use this to build your future." Rumors spread of a wise woman who lived deep in the forest surrounding Ifẹ. She was said to possess knowledge that bridged the gap between the old ways and the new. Driven by her thirst for knowledge, Adesuwa ventured into the forest to seek out this wise woman. The wise woman recognized the ancient artifact Adesuwa carried and revealed its true nature, a key to unlocking the forgotten knowledge of their ancestors. Adesuwa's nights were spent by lantern light, reading the books Mr. Ajayi had given her. During the day, she would quietly observe the village's few machines, water pumps, grinding mills, and the occasional motorbike, trying to understand their inner workings. When the village's grinding mill broke down, she begged the owner to let her try to fix it. Though reluctant, he agreed. With the wrench her uncle had given her and hours of trial and error, Adesuwa succeeded. The mill roared back to life, earning her both awe and disdain from the villagers. Inspired by her success and armed with the knowledge from the artifact and the wise woman's teachings, Adesuwa created a secret workshop deep in the forest. Here, she combined the ancient wisdom with modern engineering principles, creating inventions that seemed almost magical to those who witnessed them. Word of her creations began to spread, attracting curious onlookers from neighboring villages. The turning point came during a particularly harsh rainy season. The main bridge connecting Ifẹ to the neighboring village was washed away by floodwaters, leaving the community isolated. The elders were at a loss, as the only engineer they could contact was miles away and unreachable. Adesuwa saw an opportunity. Gathering scraps of wood, metal, and rope, she proposed a temporary solution. "You want us to trust a girl to rebuild the bridge?" Chief Remy scoffed. But desperate times called for desperate measures, and Adesuwa was given a chance. With the help of a few young men, she constructed a makeshift bridge that held firm until professional repairs could be made. The village erupted in applause as the first travelers crossed safely. Adesuwa had proven herself. Using her newfound knowledge and the power of the artifact, Adesuwa didn't just build an ordinary bridge. She created a structure that seemed to glow with an inner light, its supports intertwining like living vines. The bridge not only withstood the raging waters but also purified the river as it passed through, bringing unexpected fertility to the surrounding farmlands. This miraculous creation forced even the most skeptical villagers to reconsider their views on Adesuwa's abilities. Adesuwa's success forced the village to reconsider its stance on gender roles. Young girls began approaching her with questions about machines, and even the elders started seeking her advice on technical matters. Mr. Ajayi proposed starting a small technical workshop for both boys and girls, with Adesuwa as an instructor. The idea was revolutionary, but it gained traction. Adesuwa's story spread to neighboring villages, inspiring other young women to pursue their dreams. She eventually earned a scholarship to study engineering in Lagos, returning to Ifẹ years later as a certified engineer. By then, the village's attitudes had shifted. Women were no longer confined to traditional roles, and Adesuwa's name became synonymous with change. Upon her return, Adesuwa established the School of Ancient and Modern Wisdom, a place where traditional knowledge and modern science were taught side by side. The school attracted students from all over Africa, eager to learn the unique blend of technologies that Adesuwa had pioneered. The village of Ifẹ transformed into a center of innovation, where age-old traditions and cutting-edge technology coexisted in harmony. Adesuwa's journey demonstrated that traditions, while valuable, should not stifle progress. Her resilience and courage challenged the notion that certain paths were closed to women, opening doors for future generations. As the villagers often said in admiration, Adesuwa built more than bridges, she built a new future for us all. And so, in the heart of Western Nigeria, where the hills once echoed with laughter and doubt, they now rang with the sound of hope and opportunity, thanks to the girl who dared to dream. As years passed, Adesuwa became known as the Dreamweaver, a title that spoke to her ability to turn imagination into reality. Her inventions, powered by the mysterious artifact and her own ingenuity, helped solve many of the challenges facing not just Ifẹ, but communities across Nigeria. From water purification systems that worked like magic to farming tools that seemed to have a mind of their own, Adesuwa's creations blurred the line between science and the supernatural. And so, in the heart of Western Nigeria, where the hills once echoed with laughter and doubt, they now rang with the sound of hope and opportunity, thanks to the girl who dared to dream. Adesuwa's tale became a legend, inspiring generations to come, reminding them that with determination, knowledge, and a touch of magic, anything is possible. The story of Adesuwa, the girl who changed a village and inspired a nation, continues to be told around fires and in classrooms, a testament to the power of dreams and the indomitable spirit of those who dare to challenge the status quo. Moral of the story. The story of Adesuwa offers a powerful lesson about the importance of perseverance, breaking societal norms, and embracing the courage to dream beyond imposed limitations. At its core, it demonstrates how determination, resilience, and a thirst for knowledge can overcome even the most entrenched barriers. Adesuwa grew up in a community where tradition dictated every aspect of life, particularly for women. Her journey reflects the reality faced by many who dare to challenge the status quo. Despite societal expectations, ridicule from her peers, and rejection from her own father, Adesuwa remained steadfast in her passion for engineering. This unwavering commitment teaches us that pursuing one's dreams often requires courage to defy conventional thinking and endure challenges that may feel insurmountable. The story also emphasizes the transformative power of support and mentorship. Figures like Mr. Ajayi, Uncle Kola, and the wise woman highlight how the encouragement of just a few individuals can have a profound impact on someone's life. They remind us that fostering talent and providing opportunities to those with potential, regardless of societal labels, can help unleash greatness. It also calls on communities to recognize the importance of nurturing talents across gender lines, as innovation and progress benefit everyone. Adesuwa's ability to channel adversity into action reveals a timeless truth: obstacles are not barriers but opportunities for growth. Her rejection by her father and the whispers of the village could have stifled her ambitions. Instead, these challenges fueled her resolve to prove that women could achieve just as much, if not more, than their male counterparts. The story encourages readers to see setbacks not as failures but as stepping stones toward greater achievements. The inclusion of the ancient prophecy and artifact underscores the lesson that wisdom comes in many forms. While tradition holds value, progress often lies in blending the old with the new. Adesuwa's ability to integrate ancient knowledge with modern science creates solutions that elevate her entire community. This reminds us that innovation is not about erasing the past but building on it to create a better future. On a broader scale, the story speaks to the societal transformation that can occur when individuals challenge harmful norms. Adesuwa's achievements inspire her village to rethink gender roles, proving that progress for one can lead to progress for all. Her work paves the way for other girls to dream big and equips the village with a vision of a future where tradition and innovation coexist harmoniously. The moral of Adesuwa's story is clear: true change begins with daring to dream and persists through the courage to act. It calls on individuals to challenge restrictive traditions, seek knowledge relentlessly, and support one another in their aspirations. It reminds communities of the profound benefits of inclusivity and the power of nurturing potential, regardless of gender or background. Adesuwa's legacy teaches us that when we embrace determination, resilience, and collaboration, we can inspire generations and create a future filled with hope and possibility. Thank you for watching. Please support our channel by liking, subscribing, turning on post notifications, and commenting with your thoughts on this video.